after our session, it went okay. I started looking for a team and stuff like that, and then the holidays came, and I did not really find a team. And then the exam season started, and I was like, "Damn, I can't. I don't have the
Sucks.
energy to like look for a team." So
Yeah.
then I decided like, let's just expand my hero pool and try to pick up Mei and Echo. So after exam season, I can find a team with a better hero pool.
Sure. How has that gone then?
It went pretty well. I reached like masters with both of them, so that's good.
That's very nice.
And then I played on my main roles. Like I played on Genji and Tracer, and I reached top 500.
Excellent.
500.
Excellent.
But then a few weeks ago, I went on I was super stressed for school, and I tried to practice. It went horribly.
I can
Not
imagine.
only
Yeah.
couldn't focus, and I lost a lot of games. So my confidence fully tanked, and now I'm like down 5 ranks, and like I'm not in a super or like I enjoy the game. I want to play the game, but when I'm playing the game, feel like I'm playing so bad, like horribly bad. Like I think you understand. Like it's not fun.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Obviously, like the key thing for you is that's like you just need to keep manage your expectations with what's going on outside of the game, right? Like you're playing at a very high level right now, and I know that you're aware of that, but I want to confirm that it's fine. Survive. If you're going to train or if you're going to play, I definitely recommend looking at volume. So just making sure that you're not playing too much is crucial. So if you're really tired and want to get a session in, that's fine. Just play for a very, very brief period of time. Play for a couple of games. You know what I'm saying? I really highly encourage modifying your volume if you feel like you want to train. And so, does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, so just lower the volume and like maybe try to focus more.
Yes. Exactly. So just still train, just don't train as much as you otherwise would. Okay, let's keep going here. Any questions since our last session?
A few questions more about like when you're like, I'm like it's a pretty hard stage right now for Overwatch and for like everything. Do you have like how should I say? Or you kind of answer it already, like lower the volume. But
Yes.
I feel like when I'm practicing, I feel like I can't like. I need to explain this better, right?
Please take your time.
I feel like I'm a lot worse at focusing on that one thing when I'm playing so bad and my like confidence is fully down. I can't focus for like I feel like more 1 hour max, and that's like with 5 breaks between games and everything, and then my brain is just fried and I can't like play.
Right. Well, I mean, you're just kind of describing like let's just go ahead and put it right now. With the amount of IRL stuff that's happening right now, like you're already training in a difficult environment, and if you're not modifying your volume, which I'm not sure like as intelligently as you should, then everything is going to feel bad.
Okay.
You know, so like of course you're not going to be able to focus, and of course you're not going to be able to, because everything is bad about your training environment right now. So control the things that you can control, which is your volume. Do the best that you possibly can. It's still not going to be up perfect. You're still not going to be necessarily walk away from the session and feel like, yeah, I killed it. Maybe not. Maybe you'll be like, oh, it was just not that great. Fine. Just the best that you can do. You know, if you think about what you've progressed since our last time before exams and so on, like you were able to get, you said Mei and Echo, yeah?
Yep.
And then you hit top 500. Like that's like a lot of good stuff that you're able to do when you had the time to do so. But like you got to think of like exams as like an injury for an athlete. You know, you're just not going to be able to, like you need to survive the injury and train through it as best as you can. But you're not going to be setting any world records. You just need to keep yourself in the process without quitting entirely. You know?
Okay.
So change your expectations. But the thing is that like there's always going to be an exam. You know, like that's going to happen, right? Like it happens with my physical stuff and even my work, right? There's going to be moments when I'm not as creative and not as driven, but I have to kind of keep that process going and just adjust the volume as necessary. You have to do the same thing. Okay. It is impossible to maintain a peak level performance at all times, 100% of the time. And if you try to aim for that, then you're going to end up performing at not peak performance a lot of the time when you need to.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
It just takes maturity to know when that is. And obviously it takes maturity too, because a lot of people will be like, well, use that an excuse as to just not train well at all. That's obviously not good, right? Like the whole point of Volume is so that
Training.
when you can, right, it's to still train, right? You have to have the maturity of knowing like what is a good limit for me right now and what's too much or what's not enough.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Some people are like, my knee kind of hurts, so I'm not going to go take a walk. I mean, that's an excuse, right? So what's the line between an excuse versus a legitimate thing? And that's, if you want to be a top level athlete, that's what you need to go for.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. That's not easy to do. Okay, any other questions, strategy-wise or otherwise, since our last session?
I have a few questions more like micro about Genji, or like I've noticed that my Genji is like it's behind my Tracer. He's not that good, or like I'm struggling at some points, and I
Okay.
feel it's like I think you start using the term like kevstering on Tracer, where you like try to pull two people's attention and like towards you and from the team.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like doing that with Genji is so much worse, because you need to go in cycles, and when you use your cycle, then it's like downtime, or you can shoot, but you're not really pulling attention.
Sure.
And I feel,
Go ahead.
and I think like when you're playing a comp that's like not really slow comp, but like maybe more pokier, not that like the obvious timing, like Ed Winston dive or something. It's really hard for me to like. I want to go in and get value, but not die and still like pull attention, if you understand.
Yeah, I understand. So there's like two ways of looking at it here. So the first thing is like when we talk about going in with Genji, sure, sometimes that's definitely the case, but also you don't always have to go in with Genji. You can apply short to medium range pressure just like a Tracer, right, without committing a dash necessarily, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
In addition to that, the other thing as well is that like the amount of different positions that you can do that on are equal to oftentimes what Tracer can do. Where Tracer can take deeper flanks and apply pressure from those flanks that you can't go as Genji. Genji can go to high grounds and apply pressure and Kevster on the high grounds that Tracer can't otherwise access without using a lot of blinks to get there. It's the same principle. Like deflect is a sustained cooldown. Dash is a sustained cooldown. Wall climb is sustain. Double jump is sustain. Extra move speed is sustain. Anything that allows you to move, duel, dash, disengage is a sustain. And it's what allows you to hold people's attention without dying. And then you do it again and again. The difference between Tracer and Genji is just Genji has more up positions that you can access and pressure from. Genji has slightly, I wouldn't say better range, but I mean, after yesterday, I think I would say better range, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, you have these situations when maybe you don't have, like you said, you're between your cycles. When you do want to dash in and it doesn't work, well, then you can do some decent range pressure without committing a CD. We can look at it and review, but, like, I think that, like, Genji is not worse at maintaining attention than Tracer. He's just different in how he does it. That's all.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
With Genji, it's just more map situational stuff that you're going to feel better, where you can use your verticality and so on.
Okay, makes sense.
Okay, any other questions here? Your forum talks briefly a little bit about overplaying as well, but obviously it might have been at some time.
Yeah, I think it's not really a problem, or like when I'm talking to you about like me playing really bad now, that's obviously a bit of a problem. I need to lower my volume, but I feel like
Yes.
I have it a lot better under control than I had before.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it takes time. Okay. Anything else?
Not really.
Okay. Replay code time. Now there was a wipe yesterday, so
Yeah, I got a code.
Okay. Now, why this code? What about this code?
Okay, so it's from today. I played like not too many games today. I needed to study.
Of course.
And yeah, and it's like the only game that's kind of close. And I played both Genji and Tracer, which I thought was kind of okay, so I can look at both.
Mm-hmm.
And except for like a few like completely brain dead plays, I feel like I played okay.
Okay. So obviously smaller sample size, so
Yeah.
And we didn't talk about Genji, did we? It was just Tracer, if I remember correctly. Correct?
Yeah, Tracer.
Yeah, okay, so do you have any specific strategy questions with Genji besides the sustained pressure one, which I guess we'll look at more in here?
No, not really.
Okay, let's just play it then.
Yep.
That's crazy. If anything comes up, just let me know.
Yep.
Good. Guarantee you he swaps. Yep, there it is. I knew that was coming. This angle's fine, and this is pretty cheeky, but with where your team is playing, I don't have a whole lot to add. I mean, that's just unfortunate. He had empowered punch because of Junkrat spam. You did not think that he would... You didn't want to use your dash. It's just kind of like... I wouldn't say it's completely unlucky, but it's also like, you know... It's not something that... Yeah, you should have dashed. It's fine. Okay. Keep going. Good. Just, again, like, the reason why going for Sojourn here makes sense is why. Let's go back. Let's provide some context here.
She's isolated, and at that angle, it's really good to pressure backline. So I can
Why?
take the angle and pressure
Why?
backline.
Why?
Because it's cover, and my backline kind of has...
Yeah. Oh. It was also right in front of you as well, which is important with Genji. You don't have that opportunity to chase as much with Genji as opposed to Tracer. Boy, that projectile speed change. I mean, it's just horribly executed, but you got the right idea. Like, you dash in, you go for it, you close the distance, you try to floor dash so that you can easily get the one-shot combo. That's very important that you do that. Don't dash through her, right? Yep. You miss it, but you deflect immediately, and then you're on cover and a bit of verticality to immediately get out. You just screwed it up. That's all. Now, you don't get punished for it too much, but yeah. I think you kind of just demonstrated right here how you maintain people's attention with Genji better than you do with Tracer. It's just different, you know? Like, think about this from a Tracer's perspective. You could go for this here, but it would take a lot of blinks to juke and dodge, and then you'd have to disengage into inside the room. Genji did the same thing.
Yeah.
But the difference between you and Tracer is, to be honest with you, with deflect is oftentimes even more safe because it's guaranteed mitigation as opposed to, I think I'm going to make them miss.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You see what I'm saying? So, like, you just demonstrated the Kevster principle here. You should have killed her. You could have killed her. 1, 2, 3, walk away. And if Sojourn pushes you, she dies. If she made that jump the same way you did, she would have died. She would have died, right, exactly. And then Tracer can't chase you because it's verticality, so if she's going to chase you, it's 1, 2 blinks, and then she dies, right? And then you can just walk away and wall climb and do all this goofy ninja stuff. Like, the thing that's great about Genji's design is a lot of his passives, you know, wall climb, double jump, they're how you play the character. They're not just like fun little fluff. Like, it's like if Tracer came for you right here and you want to avoid Tracer, without a dash, wall climb is going to do the job just as well. You know what I'm saying? It's going to basically put her in a position where she can't really pursue. Even the double jump and wall climb there, right? Complete waste of time. She can't kill you now. And then now you have deflect again. You wall climb, and then now you're out. You see it? It's like poetry. Exactly. And you're doing it sometimes even without a dash or a deflect just yet. You're just kind of utilizing your passives to move around. And I mean, that Sojourn should have died, of course, but it's still good. Okay. I mean, mechanically, you can always be better, right? Like, that Sojourn could have died. The Sojourn could have died twice. I mean, even that was close, right? Like, look at where her crosshair is when she takes this jump, you know? Look at where her crosshair is when she slides up. So, that's my scroll wheels bugging. Okay, there we go. You see it?
Yeah, I could have killed her.
You know, and you're over her head, and so she has to do this, right? Which is really hard to do, you know, if you had any more HP than you did there. So, I think a lot of it is just, you know, mechanics continue to practice, and the really dumb death versus the Doomfist. But I'm pleased with how you're cooled on cycling so far right now. This is good. Keep it up.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. And you can feel it too, right? It just feels like you're able to create opportunities over and over and over again with very little risk. Yeah. I'd probably disengage here. Yeah. So just poor use of the Kevster principle, right? So you know that you have this on you, right? And I know you forced her out, but she's also taken half of your HP away, right? Just don't force this here. Just disengage. Deflect, dash, get out. Don't force this. You cannot force this right now. So this is just you going hard. Because like equally skilled Genji, equally skilled Tracer, equally skilled Kiriko, you're never gonna win that. Like almost ever.
I died.
Yeah. Sure. You've heard Pulse. You've seen Deflect. You can pursue. To be honest with you, you could have killed this. Oh wait, no. Where did you go? Okay, yeah. So you could have killed this if you wanted to as well. Yeah. Follow that recall. Good. Sure. Now turn your attention to, I think you're thinking about Blade here. Okay, so let's look at the details here. So we'll start with this. Start all the way coming back from spawn. This, I'm immediately looking for where she just recalled to, right?
Yeah, and I mean, that killer.
Yeah, just because, not just because, oh, it's recall, but because she's the closest target available right now, and even with 1 or 2 blinks, you can definitely punish this. So that's the first thing. Second thing is shooting Doomfist is fine here because he's close. No problem. Yep. Next thing, going to Sojourn because he's the next closest target. Totally fine. Then going back to Doomfist because he's close again, also fine. Probably would have looked at the Tracer on your right here, but this is you communicating for Nanoblade, so it's fine. You dash, you go for the right click, you don't hit it. Probably would have popped the blade there sooner rather than continuing to throw right clicks here. So this transition into blade's a little slow. So what I would do here is immediately combo. So that would be dash, right click, blade, right here.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
And the reason why that's the case is because you utilize the nano sooner with the blade, but also crucially, your initial dash is going to force a response. The funny thing about that, though, is that response is what keeps you safe. In other words, this Sojourn sliding away is when you are safest. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
because she's busy moving away, panicking, whatever. So what you do is you use that panic and movement time to get your unsheath of the blade. Right.
Yeah, that makes no sense, because when I pull the blade, I can't... Then I'm the most vulnerable.
Right, because now she has the opportunity to relax and hit a shot. Right now, is it going to matter? Probably not, but it's worth kind of considering, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's all with Blade. Literally everything is about how can I unsheath safely, whether it's nano or not. So what's the, was it vertical dashing up, behind a wall, forcing a CD, then going, but yeah. Now from here, it's fine. You just overdash, that's all. So beyond that, it's an overdash, so that just sucks. Good use of the deflect. And then here, it's just, you know, you needed to not overdash so that you didn't have to waste your deflect and then also waste a slash, right?
And also, if I pop blade earlier, I might be able to kill her just because I have nano a bit longer.
Yes, yeah, exactly. I mean, the key thing is that if you'd pop your blade sooner and not overslash, this Kiriko's dead. The Ana's dead, the Kiriko's dead, the Sojourn's dead. But the timing was fine. You went into it with deflect. The deflect's the only reason you even killed the Ana and the Sojourn, frankly. So that's good. But yeah. Could be better, not terrible. Good things and bad things. So, let's talk about spacing here. Architecturally, I don't like this angle for Genji. Tell me why.
Because it's too long. I can't really reach anything.
It's a tracer angle.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Right, it's flat.
If I go right, sorry.
If
I go right, I have the verticality. I can just climb over the wall.
Yeah. It's still awkward with how much your team is giving up space, but you can play the room, you can play the verticality, you can mark tracer, and then jump back up top. This is just vertical architecture, so whenever you have your choice of angles, you very rarely want to take the flat, deep flank with Genji. Very rarely. Yeah. You want to use the verticality instead. So kind of think about like how you played last fight, do that again.
Okay, I have a question. Just a question. With Genji, with Tracer, you like often get in a 1v1 on cart with the other Tracer because you need to like mark point when they're Is it the same thing with Genji? Because if we don't have Tracer and their Tracer is pushing cart, should I like go cart?
If you're there, sure. If you're there, sure. Yeah. I mean, crucially, the other thing about cart here is that it's just good architecture for you. You got an easy way of climbing out if things start to go badly.
Okay.
You'll see it on Jib as well. Sometimes on Dorado, not quite as much. Route 66 first point. It's just there's a high ground right above the cart, right? It's designed that way so that you can very easily contest cart and then climb back up and do things. Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's an angle, you know. So, I mean, I don't hate this. Projectile speed helps here. You are timing this well, and in theory, if you dashed here, frankly, I would have dashed immediately to here, and then just sat here. But to be honest with you, that's me solving a kind of a difficult situation right now because it's like, man,
like I didn't want to dash that. too far, I have no dash and like 3 people looking
Yes.
at me, so
Yes.
probably won't.
Yes.
I need to dash up the
Dash to the
enemy, so
position.
that-
This is actually something that's really important for Winston players. A lot of Winston players and mid ranks don't understand this because they've kind of just dive squishies, and that's good. That's like the basics of Winston. But the problem is sometimes the squishy's standing in the open, and you need a jump to get out. But if I'm Winston here and I jump here and bubble zap here, I can kind of choose my engagements and buy time for me to jump out again. So you're actually not jumping a target, you're jumping a position near a target.
It's like a soft dive.
It's a soft dive, but you're jumping a position near a target. When you dash the Sojourn on first point here, the only reason that worked, you're like, oh, she's isolated, but this is just good cover. This place is good for you. So if Sojourn wasn't here, if Sojourn was like, I don't know, here on top of Fire Truck, probably wouldn't have walked out and dashed her, right? I probably would have dashed up here, dropped, deflected, kind of snuck around, tried to get myself close to her without using my dash. So yeah. I think you're recognizing that, like, okay, yeah, this flank isn't going to work. But I think the more important thing is that you didn't recognize the space that you could have taken even with a bad flank.
Yep.
And, like, for now, you probably should hard flank or consider it because you're just going to end up right here. And this is really good for you. So, you don't have to. I mean, you just kind of shortcutted it here. But, yeah. It's not very well executed. And it's because it's not very subtle. But this feels, in theory, a little bit better. Now, I'm also going to point out that you're literally 3 people down, so
yeah, I think you want to reset. I think
yeah, happens. Okay. Sure. It's a good starting point. Decide what you see from here. Put yourself in the position that gives you options, and then make your decision from there. Obviously, this is optimal if you guys are stuffing, but it doesn't look like that's the case, so.
Yep.
Yeah, because this is kind of your job, right? Like, this is... I mean, I would have even said you probably could have arguably stayed up here instead of fishing for poke here. Like, if you're going to poke, probably just poke down from here without peeking Hanzo. But yeah, this is your space. Until they walk into that room, you can't really do anything there. Sure. I think you're camping recall here.
Yep.
Yeah, but obviously she's here for too long. This guy. Sure. I mean, just because it's right there, you know? There's your Kevster principle, you see it?
Yeah, so the whole backhand and took
You saw both supports, and you're like, oh. You know, and that's what happens.
Yeah.
That Eurus is 1 HP. That Doom gets any help, he dies. Or he doesn't die, your team dies. Good stuff. Nice. Nice. Okay. Definitely get up top. Definitely get up top.
Yep.
I don't hate this now because they've actually started to fight here. But it's good because it's short range, right? Short range or verticality. If you ever find yourself poking, don't ever poke on the flat. Poke from the up. At least have something to go for. Like here, it's good because Tracer's here. But as soon as Tracer leaves, just go back up top. Yeah. And I know Hanzo's here, but you can definitely be tossing a shuriken there. Just for some scouting, right? Look for some scouting. And go, oh, Hanzo's here. Let's go fill that. Yeah, he knows. He can't. And then he rotates away. You go back. Sure?
I feel like we're just trying to deny the Tracer's angle and just play the high ground to scout and then just drop down blind Tracer.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine to deny Tracer here. It's not a big problem. Like, this space is really annoying for their Tracer because it kind of denies her from the ability to move around. And then here, because of where they are now, like, you can... This is now far away, so you should dash across. You kind of see what I'm saying?
Like, we dash across.
Yes. And what this does is this means whether you're going to blade or whether you're not going to blade, this is still an elite position for space control, right? It's very, very scary for them to worry about this, yeah. I don't like this approachment of engagement. I understand that you have to get nano. Man, maybe there isn't a solution here, to be honest. Yeah, there isn't really a solution. Obviously, optimally, it'd be good to drop, but it's fine. Now, you're going to have to worry about sleep dart here.
Yep.
So what I prefer to do is when I have to worry about sleep dart, I like to look at my problems in the face. So your mistake here is going for Hanzo. Yes, correct. So you still have self nano to worry about regardless, no matter what you do, but the Ana can't heal herself beyond nade. So what you can do is you nano blade the nano Ana. Now, if I'm doing my math correctly, this is, I think, 110, I believe, for blade swing, if I remember correctly. So it's 165. Cut in half because damage reduction. So it's going to be about 83 damage per swing. That means that you can still kill Ana with dash, deflect, slash dash within a pretty reasonable time frame. Yeah, you'll be able to kill her. No big problem.
That makes sense, because what happens now is like I dash on the Hanzo and he gets healed for like half my blade.
You will not kill him, right? And you will also get more likely to be slept, more likely to be naded. You just basically, it's still a skill play, right? But it's a much more, you're actually given all the information that you need. And this is a general rule, not just Ana. If there's a Cassidy here, right? I'm trying to think of anything else other than that. Anything with big CC here, right? You want to look at that target that you're going for. Big CC, big damage, look at them right in the eyes. Because otherwise you're just... Yeah, go ahead.
I'm YOLOing it. Like take the most dangerous thing first.
Yes. Go to the reason you're going for Hanzo here is because he's the easiest kill until he's not, right? Because you're not going to kill this anymore. Right? I mean, that's honestly remarkable that you did, to be frank. And I can't believe you. I can't believe you greeted no deflect there too. I was a little spooked. Let me see if there's anything else I can say here. To be honest with you, it also really sucks that you didn't have dash. Like, I think dashing to this position was the correct play 100%. But I wonder if you could have waited 5 seconds before asking for nano.
But I don't know. They popped Kiri. I don't know. You might be right.
Maybe. Okay, so here's the thing. Could you just have dropped on Kiri?
Yeah, maybe could have forced TP, and if you force
TP
back,
force TP, then you guarantee. So like basically, don't chase with nano if you don't have. This is like really getting micro intensive, just because I want you to be able to get the dash right click damage before you have to pop blade.
Okay, one idea. Could I just jump over, or am I getting poked? Like just jump to the high ground, keep my dash, get nano, then have 2 dashes, or is it too far?
You like, could, yeah. So wall, climb up, jump, double jump. Yeah, you could. You would really hug like the left wall here and try to double jump over. Yeah, you could. That's a good call. I mean, we're really getting into the weeds here. We're looking more for principles, right? So either number one, directly confront your CC high burst damage. Don't avoid them. And number two, obviously, if you have to use. If you're going to get nanoed, try to drop on something immediately without dashing towards it. Because, like, if this is not a Hanzo, goodness gracious, then you might be cooked. Like, he's going to use a mobility cooldown. I mean, even then, he dodged your first slash with it, right? But all things considered, could have been a lot worse. Good deflect. Okay, she's so incredibly strong up close. Sure. I don't know that I would dash at a tracer that you need to close the distance on. Like, I think it's just like, I'm a spooker, right? I'm a scare. Yep. But it's fine.
I'm just going for a clip, like one tapper.
Yeah. You heard Suzu, she used TP, sure. Good discipline here. This is, I'm not going to lie with you, if this was me and Genji, I'm definitely dashing this now. But I actually respect the discipline here to like wait for your deflect and then go. And really... Okay, maybe see. This is me and Zenyatta. That's why I'm the greatest. Exactly. So dash, you just lost him on the right click, right? Yeah. Your dash distance was good, but you just lost him on the right click. Then you over flicked. You did this like a little flick thing that every freaking Genji player does. I don't know why, myself included. Like, look at this second shot here. First shot you have to flick, right? Because it's an aggressive motion on your screen. But then watch this.
Second.
Yeah. It's like, what is that? You like flick to him after you've shot the shot, and then you get smoked. But honestly, it's still like that's the way you approach the duel. Just don't die next time.
Yeah, I should win that.
Best coaching ever. Don't die. Just win.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's actually so good.
Bring out the epic pen for that one.
I should do that. Bring out the epic pen. I should charge like $200, $300 for that. That's actually sucks. That Zenyatta fail like actually just costs you the round because this fight was fine. So main thing for me was some of the blade micro. General positioning stuff needs to be better, but I honestly only had a couple of nitpicks with that. We only had a really small sample size, and to be honest with you, this is a good map for Genji for how much you can position. But like honestly, cooldown cycles look pretty solid. Positioning looked pretty solid. Some of the blade micro could have been better. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good things to say. I mean, it makes sense, right? You're masters, so like you're going to do good things. But
okay,
from the sample size. Oh, you're done.
Diamond
yeah,
3.
yeah. See, that's not. This is not Diamond 3 Genji, to be honest with you. At least if you're playing well. So you definitely had some boom games. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I think that's mostly it. Any questions?
Not really question. I can explain why I go Tracer here. It's because my like other DPS got tilted at me and picked Genji, and I'm like, okay, then I probably has to play Tracer here.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, Tracer's good here.
Then I stayed Tracer, yeah. So she worked.
I've had that happen with Freya before. The guy did even worse
Freya
than I did.
So annoying. I'll be honest. I know she's good design, but damn.
Yeah. She got a wrist slap yesterday, so we'll see. She'll get another wrist slap though. It's only a matter of time. The tricky thing with her though is that like I don't know if you heard me talking about it, but I talked with Custa, and what the heck am I watching on my screen? He says her win rate's like really bad in low and mid ranks, so it's just like really awkward.
But it's because it's like a pretty high skill floor, so it's not too weird, or I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing though. But like you don't want to release a brand new character that literally 3/4 of your player base doesn't play at all. At least the first couple of months, right? Like over time, yeah, sure, nobody cares. Like Venture's a great example, right? But nobody plays Freya in gold plat, like that would be bad.
Yeah, that's a problem.
And I think she's also kind of fun to watch, so it's like if she's dominant for like 2 months, okay, you know.
Yeah, it's better than you know.
Yeah. This angle's fine. Probably gonna be more micro-oriented here. Good trigger discipline there. Just really weird blink usage from you. I think just a little washed here. You know, like this double blink here, for example. Like blink here. And I think it's because you knew you were low and you kind of panicked.
And I feel I got like blink towards heal. I'm a lot worse at that since the perk. Because when I have perk, you can always be a bit more like not really capable. You know, you get the extra blink always.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, two of the worst blinks I've ever seen in my life. I mean, you're trying to do it at the right time, but like this is like Tweedledee and Tweedledum here. Like look at like what is this? What am I watching on my screen? Ay. Okay. Good use of your blink. Good use of your blink. Really scary without knowledge on nade, but honestly, it was pretty well played blink-wise, so. Okay. No complaints. Just blink mechanics look a little clunky, but like what you're trying to do is good. The angles you're taking is good. Definitely think right flank's the play, like unquestionably. So we talk about like architecture, right? So like if I'm Genji, maybe if I can get out of the choke, we can kind of play patty cake here. You just can't do this with Tracer. Like it is here, or it's here, or it's here, or it's like this is just you just can't. So like I would not even waste any time on this whatsoever. Like you see it, like oh yeah, like everything's looking down at you. You need to go. Like look, like this is horrible, right? It's the wrong angle. It's just the verticality of it, right? It's the verticality and the range of it. You have to avoid this stuff. Sometimes positioning with Tracer is really simple. Sometimes there's just angles that you physically cannot take.
Yep.
Go ahead.
It's always the same thing with this angle, because like you can't really get anywhere. Because if I was right here, I have a really nice flank. I can look at the whole backline. I can get small heal, like cover. Here I can't almost disengage if I go in, because it's like verticality. And
yeah, exactly. And just you have that crazy flexibility to go deep, right? Like Genji doesn't have that, so use it. Like every character has to play to their strengths if you want to win games. Yeah, no comment.
Yeah.
Exams.
Exactly,
exams. This is okay, because you know your Zen's gonna leave, so. I wouldn't even duel this, to be honest. I'd run to the spawn. You're down 2.
I'm ego in it.
Like, that's just actually a disaster class from the enemy team. I cannot believe they're that bad. I guess that works, but I would never. Yeah, that is not a... Even at this rank, like, that's not gonna... Even in Diamond 3, that's gonna get punished about 80% of the time, so... So this is fine. I don't know what that was, but...
Misclick, that's hard misclick.
Misclick? Okay, okay.
Yeah, I wanted to pull him, but I especially...
Oh, that's just ego.
Yeah,
to be fair to you, it almost was earned ego because he really did not turn. He didn't turn. Like he doesn't turn for a long time. But when he does turn, it's a 180, right?
Yeah.
And so you're fully locked into the full clip. It's almost like the danger of a DPS that is really kind of mid is they will respond slowly, but then you kind of feel like, oh man, they're not going to respond at all, but they do respond, right? He is going to 180. It's just going to be slower than you think he is. So just give him respect, you know? I wouldn't say blink before he looks, but really do expect him to look and don't force yourself to finish the clip.
Especially pulse, I could just pulse him in the back.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you probably think I don't need pulse. Okay, sure, but he's going to turn, so... I mean, okay, yeah, definitely don't do this anymore. Definitely. I mean, this is just cheeks. This is terrible, right? Like, this is like you're expecting your team to clear the high ground for you, I think, and then stage from there, you know? But that's a lot of expectations, and the question is, why? Like, why? Like, why do you need that? Why not touch card here? Why not do the exact same thing that you did before and approach from this angle, all right? Like, or why not spawn camp or wait for them to drop and catch them that way? You have pulse bomb, so it's like...
it's a horrendous angle.
Yeah, it just feels a lot... For lack of a better term, between the kill on Cassidy and now the death to Cassidy and then the death to Doomfist and this here, it really does feel sloppy, right? Yeah. I think it's the best adjective, right? Like it's not like there's not even really a consistent theme here, with the exception of egoing DPS and just poor positioning, right? I know you're better than this, right? So, and I guess this would be where like, is this fatigue? Is this a later game in the day? Is this you egoing Diamond 3 and expecting yourself to just play like a Diamond 3 to climb out of Diamond 3?
I think it's not later time of the day. I was like, well, I might be tired because we also have our exam, but it was like maybe around 5 p.m.
Okay.
So it shouldn't be.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how long in a session, I guess?
Oh, maybe an hour max.
Yeah, so not bad. Yeah, I think maybe this is just you either A, being a little bit out of practice, or B, just not giving enough respect to these guys. Because remember, you can't play like a Diamond 3 to climb out of Diamond 3. You have to play like your Masters 5, 4, 3, whatever self. And right now, we're not seeing it. Like, even this is just complete cheating, right? You're using blinks to stage for you, right? Okay. Good trigger clip there, that was nice. Little pause there, love to see it. Good stuff.
Thank you.
I mean, you had recall, and you did give respect to, but it's funny.
Ego.
It's a little silly, yeah. Sure. I mean, kind of reevaluating where you want to go. Yep. Good stuff. Good rotation. Don't bother. You should be peeking. Peek.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, you're coming up on 3 blinks now, and you have no idea where your next step is because you haven't peeked.
Yep.
It's weird. What's going through your brain here?
I'm playing with a duo, and I want to set up like a nano dive on the backline, so I was just waiting.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, let your on a nano whoever here. I mean, there's like literally 4 good nano targets here. You know, Nano Reaper would slap, Nano Zen, Nano Zarya would. They're all good here. So. Oh my gosh! Yeah, this is actually troll. Like this is actually trolling.
Oh no, this is so bad.
I mean, that's the job.
Nah, but
you're gonna, yeah, it was sloppy mechanically, but like the kills happen, so I don't care.
Yeah.
Would have been nice to see you have a little bit more information staging there sooner.
Yep.
So this section of the map's really awkward for Tracer. I think this is fine.
Yeah.
I actually honestly think this is probably fine too, just because like if you think about the movement that this allows you, this is very restricted, but I actually think this is even more restricted. I think this is basically all or nothing, one clip, and then you're done. Because you're going to recall back to here, and there's nowhere for you to go that doesn't expose you in the open. So I'm not saying this is bad, but this is very much a all or nothing, basically spawn camp the Widow kind of a thing. So if you're going to go here... Yeah, go ahead.
Because I played the left angle before, but I feel like often I just swing around the wall and they cover, and if I want to take the fight, I need to like blink around the wall, at least one blink, and then like really get... Then it's like
basically, all you're doing is you're dueling anybody that tries to take this angle.
Okay.
And if nobody does, then you walk and you're free.
Okay. But
the difference is that if you get pushed out, you're not instantly dead. You've got cover, you got mega, you have just a generally better space control here. This is fine. But you can kind of see it's not immediately perfect either. I do think that you're playing this okay, though. Like, for taking this angle, this is fine. Holy ego. That's crazy. That is crazy. That is the most... This guy must feel like he's like a freaking pine on Cassidy or something. Like, what is... Spoon feeding this guy kills. It's his birthday or something. This is fine. It's a bit awkward, but still fine to do this. Now, this is where things get really interesting, because you're like, okay, well, then now what do I do?
Okay, so I hope what I did, or like, just go below the height, pressure backline, because it's not really any good angles here, because right side is, like, get somewhere here.
Yeah. It's not easy, to be fair. It's probably not something you're used to playing with a lot, but yeah, that's the way I play. Yeah, this is good. Yeah, this is really good. Scary. I mean, it's not very well done, but it's the right rotation, you know?
Bad. Yeah.
It just didn't work, and I think the main thing is just it took you too long to do it, that's all. So your team kind of was down resources, but it's okay. It's the right idea. I wouldn't be lurking here, though. I would be trying to retake space, even though you're down a few, at least to contest them. So, like, start leaning here and hovering here. Yeah. And so if you see what happens is they're going to push forward to capitalize. You can't let them do this. You see this? Like, you can't let them do this, you know, because you're standing inside your own backline. The way I like to do is the rule is always fighting with retreat, right? So when you lose people, back up, but try to hold the angle a little bit. So if you're under, back up to here. If you keep backing up, back up to here. If you keep backing up, back up to here, right? Just make it that for every step forward, there is something in the back of their mind that's like, ooh, it's a little scary. This is just not it. You're not doing any pressure here.
Yeah. I might be able to win the fight, or not win the fight, but I could like get a pick or something if they or extend or do something stupid.
Yeah. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. Well, that's how people win 4v5s. Is what happens is they just kind of turn their brains off and run it down, and then you still have angle control. Like, let's say this Doomfist tried to push without clearing your Ana up top, right? Like, this is Merry Christmas, right? She's gonna kill somebody. Yep. So it's like when you have an advantage, you push the advantage by deepening your angles. When you lose an advantage, you shallow your angles, but you don't group up and run it down or group it up and run away. Because it's also, like, as you can see, you're still at risk of dying there. Like, you still took damage trying to back up. Whereas here you're actually contesting space, respecting the fact that you're down people, playing cover, forcing resources, clearing space out, taking Doom's attention, taking Soldier's attention, without a real serious risk to your life.
That makes sense.
Like, this is much more appropriate. We have to talk a little bit about, like, your choices pursuing the Doomfist, but it's still good, right? Like, and then look what happens in the kill feed, right? I guarantee you these guys never got back to high ground. I guarantee they never, like, actually got their feet on the ground. Yeah. See, they're not even set. Like, look, it's a disaster. So they actually never really set back up where they were before, and now it's like they're just all dead. And that's what happens, right? They get a little greedy, they get a little sloppy, and then you guys punish them for it. But a large part of that was you. A little bit of respect, finally. I mean, this is good. I mean, it's not fancy. It's frustrating, but I think you played it well. I'm looking at this. You poke Doom out. You don't feed punch. You keep the pressure. You chunk a lot of his HP down. You don't take any damage. You force packs. You screw up his engage. You recall. Unfortunate that the Brig hit that. You force rally. You pull the rally off of point. and you're not demanding any resources. This is probably your best Tracer fight strategically this entire game. It just happened too late, you know, and you guys didn't have anything at that point in time. Also, what did your Zarya grab? Like, why is she sitting on cart? Oh my gosh, what? What? Does she just not know the arc for grab like at all? Like that's one of the worst grabs for rank like ratio I've ever seen. Okay, well, moving on. Let's keep going here.
Yeah.
Got another code?
Yeah, another code. Give me 2 seconds. I just need to tap into the game.
That's fine.
Okay, I need to find this. I think I will get right. Let me check that. Okay, it's a shorter game. I think I've probably got. Oh fuck! Okay, it's a risk that this one was a stomp, but I don't have any longer codes right now.
That's fine. All right, let's get this. So main thing with Tracer is just kind of shaking off the rust, giving respect to DPS, and actually thinking about your position a little bit more deliberation. I think one of the really tricky things is how do you shake off rust effectively when you don't feel like the enemy teams deserve your respect. It's really easy to go, oh, I'm just undisciplined and I need to get over my ego and just do better. You know, I suck, you know. I think one of the ways that you can do it pretty consistently without like a lot of like self-abrasion is to just approach the problem differently. So let me give you an example. I was like really frustrated at myself. At one point I was like Diamond 4 or whatever with Freya. I was like not performing well, at least as well as I thought I would. And it doesn't help that like everyone's saying that the hero's broken. I'm not happy with my mechanics. What I did help me a little bit with that was just change the parameters of my practice and practice something that I've never really practiced before. I just made practice more interesting. And what I did is I did something like, it was a really dumb challenge, but I asked myself, where are the enemy teammates? Like it was like, where are the enemy DPS? Like that was my goal. Not like hitting shots or positioning or angling. It's just where are the enemy DPS. I'm not saying that that's what you specifically have to practice. What I'm saying is like in these, you know, low elo games, quote unquote, go in and try to come up with something creative to work on. Like perfect mechanical blinks and duels, right? Do something fun even, or a mechanical one-shot combo with dash, or this sounds really dumb, but like deflect accuracy, like actually aiming the shots. Like if I'm deflecting a Junkrat, lead the shot. You know, if I'm deflecting a soldier, I've got my Kovacs on. Do something that's going to provoke you to give, because like what's lacking in these games is effort, right? Yep. It's effort. So you don't just hit yourself with a sledgehammer and hold a gun to your head and say, put more effort in necessarily. You need to make practice interesting. You need to make it a game again and not a chore. So when you go into a game like this, is you need to find some way to make it kind of fun to practice, whether it's a mechanical thing to practice or just something weird or new, right? If I say you need to practice your positioning, like you're just, at this level, it's going to be too boring. You know, for you, because you're gonna have a level of expectations, right? And you'll be like, I don't need to,
I've
you
done
know,
that, like,
right? So you need, right? So you need to. I think the lower you are in relation to what you expect, I think the more interesting you need to make practice, and then the higher you are, because the game is naturally more challenging, it becomes more engaging to practice fundamentals, if that makes sense. You know, if I'm playing versus like a Masters 3 Cassidy, you know, when I'm playing Freya, I actually really want to think about my positioning because it's really punishing to screw it up, right? So it becomes a very challenging and therefore it's more fun, more engaging. But if I'm playing versus a Diamond 5 Cassidy, I might want to work on my 2-shot combo. And like actually like it's something that's more engaging because like you just can't yell at yourself to try harder. Like that just doesn't work, right? You know, if I was here and priming you and there was like a little bit of external pressure, you would probably do fine, but I'm not here all the time. So
that's sad. You should be.
Yeah, it's fine. Just be like 500 a session, you know.
Damn, okay.
Yeah. Hope you're like a millionaire, so.
I can work on it.
Okay, yeah, keep up.
I mean, if you coach me, I can get the overthrow, and then you definitely become a millionaire.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, exactly. All the pros are all millionaires, 100%. Yeah. I will say some of your dash right clicks, like for example, like this could be one of those games. So like, look at what's happening here, right? This is fine. This is fine. There's nobody on your angle. You dash in, but then things start to get a little bit messy. So like here, for example. So we're gonna dash. I want to see you reacquire. You overflick. Like a lot, like a huge overflick, right? Now you still hit a couple of the shurikens because Overwatch, Genji's an easy character, haha. But and then this one's even worse, right? So like you're gonna dash in, the dash distance looks okay, but you're just like, what is that, right? Like that shows a lack of intensity, right? That shows a lack of focus. It's practice too, but it's also intensity, and then even afterwards, like the wobbling afterwards. So. This is a situation even when you would even consider either primary fire or accurate alt fire. But look at this, like overflick and then reverse. Overflick and then correct. Like where is your crosshair going? What is blood doing? You know? And so this is like, it's not just me trying to come up with something interesting for you to work on, although it's partially true. It could be legitimately something that you could practice in these games, you know? Clean up your mechanics. And when I say clean up your mechanics, what I'm asking you to do is to look at the target directly in the head. Focus your eyes all the way through the target at all times. That's what I'm looking for. Be smooth, but focused. Other than that, cooldown usage positioning, that's fine. You just looked horrible mechanically. Also, you're such an NPC with your skin choice. I'm not gonna lie. I've just been quietly judging you. Quietly judging you. Yeah. This angle's okay. It's definitely a bit cheeky in front of the Ana, but I think you realize that and you kind of rotate off to the right. So I think this is all right.
Yeah.
You could still see that. Like I'm gonna just do it one more time just to show how horrific your gross flicking looks. Look at this crosshair movement. Yeah. So you flick for that. Like you're actually starting to track him well as you jump, and then you're just like, blah! You know, it's like, what is that? And then it gets worse. You're actually flicking away from the target. It's like, I feel like you're physically throwing shurikens on your mouse pad when you're doing this. It's crazy.
Okay.
You know, so. And it's fine. It's unfortunate. Yeah. I think other than that, it was always going to be a bit of a high-risk angle, but that's why you have to play that correctly. I don't think it was a bad strategy if you had played it correctly.
Yeah, his face could have.
Yeah, exactly. Not that every dash in is a good one. You know, some are just bad, but you were angling and then you had cover and you just screwed it up. So, all right. It's fine. They'd get ult first. Okay. This is like, I'm proper skin choice, but I don't want. I hate this skin so much. It's the worst. It's just terrible. He looks like a freaking like animal, like not in a good way.
The face is really bad, but I really like the shurikens. The shurikens look cool. And
nobody cares about the shurikens. Nobody cares about the shurikens.
The only thing I care about is the weapon skin.
No, you apparently don't see your shurikens because you've been throwing them everywhere but the target on this entire VOD.
Okay, that's true.
So maybe we should focus. Maybe we should use the skin and actually put some emphasis on the shurikens. That would be nice. This angle's fine.
Yep.
That's kind of what I was talking about, like with the deflect thing. Like a very little detail, but like this is a good engagement. You kind of came from up top. He doesn't actually push up as much as you thought he would, but it's a good right click and the deflect, and then that, which is whatever. But then here, look what your crosshair is, and look where he is. You see this? This should kill him. This should kill him. Like this should kill him. Like that is he. If that hits him, he is dead, 100%. So,
but then I still kill you. Yeah, that's so good.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh no, was it a bad engage? No, it wasn't. It was good. You did a good job with the positioning, cooldown cycling, everything. You just screwed it up. That's it. Go next.
Yeah.
Because you kill 2 there, I think, if you deflect that accurately.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh my days. Okay. Hang on.
No! I did not even say. Nah, that's just crazy.
Yeah? Alright.
Yeah.
You're still flicking away, you notice that you flick back and you flick away, right? So, yeah.
That deflect was really bad.
Yeah, it's really bad just because you you're in a situation where it's kind of all or nothing, you know? So it's like you can't waste time with deflect. I don't think in general using deflect there is bad, but just because you're down 2 and you just need to get a kill and get out.
Yeah.
If you die, nobody cares. I don't know what's happening anymore. Wait, what is this is, like you said, it's just kind of a stomp.
Yeah. But I don't think I have any good codes because you wiped.
No, that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. I mean, it's still highlighting what you need to practice, right? Like, not everything is, oh, I'm lost strategy-wise, you know? Sometimes it's just this is what needs to change, right?
Yep.
And besides, how many times can we see you kill Chainsaw Man, nanomachines, and the internet meme?
Exactly.
Huge opportunity. Yeah, just trust your tracer. Yeah, you should trust your tracer.
Yep.
I understand it's just a tricky situation, but
okay, I might have to ask you to close your eyes, like for a few seconds maybe, here, because I'm about to do something incredibly stupid.
So you're gonna dash off the map and then try to blade reset for a dash to come back.
It's almost as bad.
Almost as bad? Okay. Okay. Actually, yeah. That's honestly, it's even worse because I don't understand why you did that. Was it just? Oh no, I know why. Because you had locked into the action of I'm going to dash into blade.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the problem here is not just the trap, but it's also why are you dashing there? So if you're going for Junkrat, let's ignore the visor for just a second. So first off, you should be blading the visor if you're gonna blade anything.
Yeah, okay.
You pop blade, come here.
Yeah, I think what I wanted to blade the visor, and then I was like, I need to dash before blade so I can see him. So I wanted to dash out, pop blade, and then dash towards him, which is like just incredibly stupid because I could just pop blade, climb up, and kill him.
Right, you can't. Again, we gotta think unsheathing. Everything about blade is unsheathing, right? So it's like you have to pop blade here without dashing because otherwise you'll die. But let's say you were going for Junkrat for whatever reason, right? Where do you dash?
Like maybe to the right or something that's hard to hit.
Right? Or up. At least up. At least up, right? So that at least there's like a little bit harder, right? So dash here instead. Or here, as you said. Or here. Or something. You don't dash at the Junkrat. And without deflect, first off. Without, like, everything is about the unsheathing. Because imagine if you unsheathed right here without trap. Yeah. You're still dead. You're still dead, right? You're still dead. 100%. So it's like, yeah, that's honestly, I'm glad that happened because at least it's funny, you know? Because I would rather a funny play than just a horrendously sad play, you know? And that could have been horrendously sad.
Yep.
Because at least it's fun. So thank you for that, actually. That was well done.
Okay, yeah.
Sure, just give it some respect. Yeah, hide when you don't have it. It's fine. Sure. Sure. Respect, Kev's your principal. Yes, good. Good job. A little scary, right? But you know, all things considered, okay. Now I want to highlight something you do really well here. All right. So first off, you've done really well strategically up to this point, like maintaining attention, surviving, managing your cover, closing distance. We're gonna talk more than that though.
Yeah.
So I think this is more of just like I'm gonna finish them off with this here, but not just this. Look at the mechanics of this really quick. Watch this. Now I think the reason you did that is because you're choosing your deflect perk. I think you're hotking. Yeah. I think you hotkeyed your deflect perk.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is because this was so slow, it was very accurate. You see that?
Yeah.
Even that was also relatively accurate. Just food for thought.
Yep.
Don't do it. Thank you. Sure. Just get out. Yay. No. I don't. Ooh, boy, this is scary. Holy crap. Yeah. Good stuff. Don't ego that. Don't ego that. Son of a gun.
Yeah, no, that's stupid.
Yeah. You know, you could throw a little here and then just disengage if you want to.
And it's also Kevstring, because I can pull his attention, wait for reflect, and then take the
yeah, exactly. So you basically already got your one. And then now, while you're waiting for your deflect, you can go, hey, look at me, and then disengage. And then now he's like, well, he has to respect you, because if he looks away, there is a chance that you could just kill him. You're Genji, right? But you can kind of play with his attention. And then exactly like you said, Kev's principle, you're creating not only the kill, but while you're waiting for your cooldowns, you're still baiting attention safely, right? Yep. Which is like, that's min-maxing. Let's watch one more fight here.
Yep.
Sure, take the flank, it's free. You kind of have to, like, either there's like two ways to deflect Junkrat. Deflect in his face, predictively, or reactively deflect. In other words, when you turn the corner here, deflect as you see this coming, right?
Yep.
Now, I know you're thinking, oh, I don't need to deflect this early, and you're probably right. You're probably right, or you don't want to deflect that early, but you can't predictively deflect at this long of a range for two reasons, right? Because number one, he's not going to shoot, or he's going to use his mines like this, right? And he's going to murk you. So either deflect predictively here, or just react to the shots as you see them coming in, because they move slow enough you can't react.
100%.
So you just got outplayed there. All right, I want to see this blade.
I don't want to see this blade, I'm being honest.
I do. I'm so ready. I paid good money for this. I want.
Okay. Wait, didn't I pay the money?
No. It's a common mistake. This is part of my. It's a charity operation. Anything that you see otherwise in your bank accounts.
Oh, never mind. Yep.
I mean, to be honest with you, it's a good try. Like, I actually think it's one of your better blades we've seen so far. You come up, you dash. Now, the only thing here, maybe.
I didn't go through her.
Yeah, so you didn't go through. Right, so you didn't go through here. So to be fair, you've done a pretty good job at floor dashing, but floor dashing is not always appropriate. Sometimes going through her, as you said, is more important. So during your, remember we said unsheathing. Everything is unsheathing.
Yep.
So you took about 50 more damage than you needed to from a body shot and at least one body shot from Kiriko.
Yep.
And then from there you get value out of the deflect. And to be honest, like slash dash, like you were super close to getting the kill here, and then maybe even getting the 2K. But yeah, I mean, it's a good try. It's a good try. Okay.
Yep.
Any questions? We talked about a lot of kind of little bit more things of how to recenter your attention, maybe a couple of Genji micro things. But I think that's going to be the primary focus, is how can you recenter your attention on stuff.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
No, I think I'm good. Thank you for the session.
Of course, mate. Always a pleasure.